What's up, everybody? I told you, God, 3 weeks ago that I'd have news for you. And that's what this is going to be. We started this just to get together at my house for Quad State. And just a few people. James, Hans, Bobby here. Just a bunch of good people, and it's grown. It's grown tremendously, and everybody's talked about. See, I suck at this. I suck at this.
Yeah, I know.
I do not know what to say. I'm glad you can edit this.
I can edit it.
We're organizing the group.
We're going to be putting things together that hopefully will help us with get-togethers, bringing people in, demonstrations like Dan Moss. I'd like to continue with that somehow. And I want to grow, just like everything else. But mostly this is for you guys. After this, I'll leave it to Bob.
Well, I mean, so
I don't know what to say, man. I really don't.
I know you don't. All right, so basically, after Quad State this year, John and kind of reached out to Alan, and they got to talking, trying to figure out ways to make this less of a stressful event when we get together. And then they kind of pulled a group of us together, and we've kind of put out some ideas to each other, and we think this is the way we need to go. So basically, the group consists of John, myself, Eduardo, Jim Patterson, Alan Schooner, Jeremiah Champ, Dan Zappa. So we've kind of come together and kind of more or less created like a little board to try to figure out how to organize our group better. So basically what we've done is we're going to set this up as a true club. And I'm sure this is not going to make some of y'all happy at first, but we hope that y'all understand why we did what we did and what we're trying to get from this.
Just try to improve everything. Make it easier on me, whoever's putting on barbecues, get-togethers.
An event.
Like the March event, whoever ends up hosting that, trying to figure out the way it's not a financial strain on everybody, and everybody kind of contributes equally. So within our group, we kind of more or less made positions and filled them. So John is
El Presidente.
obviously El Presidente.
Dictator for life. Sorry, guys.
I've been chosen as the VP. Secretary is going to be Dan Zappa. And we have two treasurers. One's going to be Eduardo Souls and then Jim Patterson. As well as Champ and Allen are the other two board members. We're going to end up needing to add two trustees, which is where y'all are going to come in. We need two people nominated for that position. This is coming from y'all, so y'all know who's already kind of been involved in this. We need two more names, and we're basically in the comments of this video, because this is only being sent to y'all, that y'all put down who you would like to be added to the group to help make decisions. So, but basically kind of the stuff that we've laid out is that we need to have the trustees on board by December for the purpose of we want this to go live and fully running by January 1. Now, this does consist of paying dues. The dues would be essentially $10 a month, and I'm looking at notes to make sure that I'm seeing this right. So you have a 60-day grace period on paying dues, must be paid on time before you can attend any event. The events we're talking about is obviously Quad State at John's house and the March event.
And those two events doesn't mean that we won't come up with other things. I know it's hard,
No.
it's hard to get other places like this little get together here. Not everybody could show up here. But I'd still like to do other stuff with everybody. And this would be a way to help pay for that. For everybody.
All right. So, with that also being said, we're going to also ask for, when you attend an event, there's going to be a $60 fee for an event fee. Now, that $60 is going to help cover the expenses to help have the event.
All the food,
Yeah, going towards food and stuff
Porta
like
John,
that. Yeah.
whatever the expenses may be.
Yeah, so I mean, it's so that like this year at John's house, we don't have surprise bills, and we're thinking everything's fine, that everything's covered, and then come to find out we weren't quite there. So, like I said, yeah, that's what it's going to be on that end for as far as the membership and dues. So just to make sure y'all got it, it's essentially $120 a year. It's going to be a $60 fee. You have to be paid on time and paid up to that portion in order to make the events. So you've got to have your money in. Non-members. So non-members who come to hang out with us and all, especially like at the big thing at John's house for the big cookout, because that's extra people coming and more expense. We're going to ask a $20 fee, and they must be sponsored by one of us, because if you sponsor them, you're responsible for them. That's going to help keep down the scenario that we had
Yeah,
this
people
year,
we don't know.
showing up without anybody really realizing that nobody invited them in. I don't think $20 is much to ask. You know, it's not like they're not getting good food and
Good entertainment and,
And,
company.
yeah.
Yeah.
so. I mean, we none
And
of
you
us-
never know, it might go into a new squad member.
correct.
You never know.
So I mean, it's no different than any other organization you tend to go to. They all have fees for events like that. So make sure I cover it. Well, I guess we need to cover the full list of what we, because John's decided that essentially at this point, his property as far as camping has
It should,
kind of met its max.
yeah, we're maxed out at my house.
So just to kind of give y'all a heads up on the list of names of who John is saying is welcome to be at his house. That's going to be JT, Dan Moss if he chooses to come back, Eduardo Champ, Alan Schooner, Alan Beasley, Rob Garman, Tim Wiggins, Josh Brown, Yames, Steve, myself, Dan Zappa, Randy, Ben, Ed Christini, Sully, Penny, Billy Martin,
Big dog.
that's Tim,
Oh, duh.
Hans, Uncle Buck if he chooses, Jim, and James Duncan. So basically the crew that we had there this year is going to be that camp there will be the crew that
Can camp there.
can camp there. And that's can camp there provided that you can
Pay your
pay
dues,
your dues
send
and
your fees.
fees.
I don't want anybody to want for money. I don't want anybody to think that they have to walk up and hand me cash to help with this or to help with that. This takes care of all that. There is none of that. This takes care of it.
It makes it even for everybody.
Right.
And like I said, yeah, I mean, this way it's kind of a shared load across the whole group instead of on the shoulders of whoever's really kind of holding the event to do so. Now, with that being said, that doesn't mean if 3 members gets together that
Right.
the squad is going to pay for the food and all that. I mean, basically what we're saying is the $60 is what what we're figuring on budgeting for people for a typical event of 3 days. That's most of our events are technically 3 days, Quad State, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When we come in March, it's normally that Friday night, Saturday night. Most people are gone Sunday or Sunday night. So
Now it's those 2 events and that's it.
correct. And
Right.
right now, it's only going to stand for those 2 events. And the host party is basically going to have to present receipts to the board, and it's a reimbursement status. So receipts are shown, we pay back out, but it's a $60 per person max. Now, when I say per person, it's per member / family.
Family, yeah. Like Hans has got wife and 2 kids.
That's
James has got wife and 2 kids, 3
It's-
kids.
Yeah, it's $60 for them.
For everybody.
So, I mean, I want to kind of get that laid out. So, make sure we got everything covered. And like I said, I know some of y'all are going to kind of feel like we kind of did this without asking, but I can tell y'all from what a lot of the chats right after quad, I hope y'all don't.
Yeah, I don't want to lose anybody.
But
Not over something like this. I mean, it just wouldn't be right. And this is to help everybody. And it's not like I can just jump in there and grab a bunch of money and say, yeah, I'd spend it on this.
yeah,
Receipts for everything.
and the way that's why we wanted to do 2 treasurers, open books. And, I mean, any money that comes in could be shown where it's being sent and what it's being spent on.
And if a request for money's given, it's a process. It's not, yeah, I need some money to do this, here's this. Isn't that how we work that out?
Correct. It basically anything is going to end up having to come to us as the board to vote on and be approved.
And as president for life and dictator, I don't have a vote.
Correct. John is
I only vote if there's a tie, and the way we've got it set up, that should never happen.
correct. I mean, it's always a potential because.
I just want you all.
Right.
That's all I want. But I want everybody to enjoy themselves and have fun. And if this grows, awesome. Awesome. But the core group is always going to be the core group. That's not going to change anymore. And that's all I got. I'm sorry.
You're
I keep
fine.
butting in
No,
on
you're
you.
fine, man. So, with the board being set for right now, we're going to run our fiscal year October 1 to the end of September. I know that's going to be kind of a little odd on this year because, yeah, technically we're going to want the full 120 by September. We all understand it. It is what it is, but that's kind of how we want to run it. With officer elections to be held at John's house during Quad State, provided we have a 2/3 membership present in order to vote for the board. All positions will go up for vote to be either filled or kept as is. And I mean, we're trying to do this fairly, and then we don't want to feel like we're trying to take anything away from y'all. I think with the group we got, the guys all have the group's best interest at heart. It's not anything vindictive. It's nothing mean. We're just trying to take stress off of John and whoever's holding these events to be able to actually relax and have a good time at them. I mean, and that's hard sometimes. So that's what our goal is. So, if y'all have got any questions, y'all know you can reach out to John,
Yeah,
me.
anytime.
Any of the people on the board are willing to talk to y'all if y'all have questions on why we did or what we did. But we're hoping that y'all get on board with this. And
Y'all talked about this. We've just set it into motion.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, and that's just it.
I don't want, like I said before, and it's going to continue. I don't want to lose anybody. I don't want anybody to be mad. But I can't afford it. Hans can't afford it. Whoever does the second event, they shouldn't have to put out all that.
you know,
I mean, my Saturday thing is on me. As far as I'm concerned, that's on me. But porta potties, we had to do an extra cleaning.
mhm.
Next year I'll have 2.
But
Hopefully that'll be good.
and that's what the purpose of it's for,
Right.
is to make it so that when we're there, it's a much nicer, easier on everybody type thing. So hopefully y'all are willing to jump on board with us. We're going to be getting a official Quad Squad PayPal set up. That's in the works currently. That's where the dues will be paid into. That way it's not into any one person's individual PayPal account. It's going to be into a squad account. That's kind of what we've done. We're more or less just turning our little group, the Quad Squad, into an actual group.
Club.
Maybe
Club.
by this time next year, we might even be incorporated.
There's talk about
There's
trying.
talk.
There's some talks of trying to do some different things, but we're still working out some of the details. We don't have 100% of all the answers right now, but this is kind of where we want to go. We think that most of y'all are on board with going this way, and we hope y'all stay that
I
way.
hope so. Please.
But like I said, I mean, if y'all have issues with what we've done, comments, questions,
Most of you are in groups that you pay dues to,
yeah,
be it Abana,
your local guilds.
your locals.
So,
So this is just the same thing.
I mean, that's kind of what it is. It's, we've all kind of been,
Hinting about it, talking about it.
yeah, trying to drop hints without really kind of laying everything out. And I know there's been some questions on other things, but this is just the path we think this needs to go.
New membership, I know you all want to make some people new members, which is fine. New membership will be voted on by current members.
Correct.
Quad Squad, not the group, not just our little.
Yeah, correct. No, yeah, board is not who makes membership votes.
You all do.
It's a 2/3 majority of the group. So once that's accepted, the thing of it is they have to understand that all these rules
These are
will
the
apply.
rules.
And they will have to be caught up to the point of that event in order to attend.
And this is all new. So there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be a lot of things. I just want it to work. Come September or come March, I want to see everybody's faces. That's how it is.
I think that pretty well covers everything that we needed to cover. So I hope y'all ain't too pissed off at us. And I hope y'all get on board. So, but like I said, definitely in the comments, we need y'all to drop a vote for who you think needs to be
Nomination.
your nominations, and nominations need to be seconded in order to be put to vote.
That's for the 2 board members.
Yeah,
And
the
it's
two-
serious too. It's
Yeah.
not, well, I want to do it.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this right out. These are rules that we even laid out for ourselves as the group. We meet every first and third Friday at 8 o'clock of the month. At, like I said, it's 8 o'clock Eastern. And you're only allowed to miss 2 meetings. What was it? There's 2 meetings in a 3-month
In a
span?
3-month
In a
period.
3-month period without having notified somebody that you would not be there.
Which Alan won't be in there next one.
So that we want people that are going to be active, and we want people who want to be proactive in this. So please keep in mind, if you want to be part of it and you want people to nominate you, that's fine, but please be understanding that that means every Friday, every first and third Friday of the month,
Be it an hour, be it 2 hours, you're
Yeah.
gonna be tied up.
You're going to be on a phone call. We use a program that we're using right now to kind of do like a conference call between all of us, and it's not joking, and we're trying to seriously try to put us on the right path. So please keep that in mind.
Just wanna do it right,
Yeah.
make it good for everybody.
So I'm pretty good with.
That's all I got, man.
Yeah. So please drop your vote. And like I said, if y'all got any questions, hit any of us up. I mean, like I said,
Call me, yell at me, I don't
Yeah.
care.
I
I'll
mean,
explain to you how I, just, come on, people.
all right. Y'all have a good one.